Hey guys, Katie here from Mitsa Creek Farm. Today is the first big day of planting. We've been working in the high tunnel and doing some landscaping type planting. We saw in a previous video that we planted our apple trees. We didn't film it, I just mentioned it and showed you the trees. And we've gotten the high tunnel about half planted with tomatoes and peas and carrots and peppers and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, today is pumpkin planting day. And so when we get this done, that'll be a big weight off our shoulders. We still have some Christmas trees we need to plant, but we're nearing the end of the craziness. We're at the peak right now, and I feel like once we get these pumpkins planted, we'll be smooth sailing from here on out. So I'm going to show you what the plan is. We get so many questions about this. So we'll walk you through how we're doing it. Guys, we're not experts. We're doing this because the landscaping fabric is the easiest way to keep weeds under control and keep things watered and healthy. And it's the easiest solution we found so far for us to be able to get a good crop. We ordered this from Nolt's Greenhouse Supply. I priced it out per square foot, and it's actually cheaper to buy the 3-foot rolls. Shipping through them for our area was super reasonable. I understand you guys might have other places, that's fine. I actually wanted to go with a wider one, so laying this landscaping fabric down would be a lot quicker. But we did not go that route because this was a lot cheaper, and I wasn't able to have the time to invest into finding a different source. I do have some ideas in mind. Maybe we'll figure that out for next year. But right now, this year, we're going with the 3-foot wide stuff.
Wally, Wally.
Okay, so guys, this is what we're doing.
Okay, so now that we got the first row down, that's kind of what was the most important, so we could try to get it as straight as possible. In the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter, but we're burning holes in the landscaping fabric. Cutting holes, whatever. We've got 2 things going, or we will have 2 things going, and so we want to make sure that we try to get it so that we can reuse it year after year. So if we get this first line really straight and then we mark off of that, then everything will be hopefully nice and straight, and then we can reuse the landscaping fabric year after year. And it feels like a storm is rolling in, so we're trying to do it as quickly as possible but still have it the right way and have it all laid out nice. And we're all pretty tired. We've been putting in long hours, so things are not moving as smooth as we want them to, but I feel like so far this is the best we've done in 4 years of planting. Feel like this is so far the best. We finally are getting the hang of it. We have more tools at our disposal because every year we just keep adding a little bit more, and so it does seem to be going better than it used to in the past. We have never been able to really till up an entire area like this. We've always had to do it by hand, so things are going a lot smoother than usual. Just it's Sunday morning, we're tired, and we're trying to beat this storm. So all the dogs are angry today.
Hunter probably won't get off the back porch. With the goats right there.
Big scary goats.
Right. I'm surprised Remy's not doing anything. That's fun.
Here you can see I've marked every 6 feet. So then we're gonna come over here and do staggered, so we can use that and go every 6 feet that way. Owen is going over everything really well one more time and getting it nice and smooth. We have an old rake that goes on the back of the four-wheeler, and so it did get dragged a couple of times. It still isn't as good as going by hand because you actually get all the clumps, you know, you can see and go over everything really well. So he's just going ahead of the girls doing that. When Beck's done tilling that area, he's getting it so that it's nice and straight at the end down there. So when he's done with that, then him and I are going to come through and burn holes. It is starting to sprinkle, so we may have to pause this operation for a bit. I'm hoping it doesn't last all day because we need to get this done today. There it is. So now that we have the landscaping fabric down, they're working on getting those last few rows that are shorter, where the stone coop is wider than the high tunnel. They're working on getting those done. Beck and I are gonna get the drip irrigation down and in. Then that way we don't have to do it after we have holes and plants and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to see if this works a little bit better than putting the irrigation in after. So while they're out rolling that landscaping fabric down, I thought I would tell you, in a couple, might have even been the last video, I showed you how we were cutting holes with a hole saw in our drill. We're still gonna do that, but we're trying to speed up this operation so that we're not planting pumpkins at the beginning of July, because we have a lot to plant. This is just one of our areas, one of our patches that we're doing. So, I ran into our hardware store. They finally had weed burner, ice burners, whatever they call them, back in stock. They had 2 big ones that hook up to a big propane tank that would be like on a grill. And then they had a smaller one that hooked up to that thing. And we were using that with just the normal end, or trying to with this. And last year we borrowed one from my dad, and it was a soldering one, I think it was, and it had a little hose on it. And so that's what we did last year for the holes, and it worked well. I just wanted to get our own so that I didn't always need to borrow his. So this little guy here, we had this, but when it tips, it turns off. So obviously really hard to burn a hole in the ground or in the plastic on the ground with that. So I ended up, I was gonna get the big one. It requires a cart for the propane tank, and bringing it down the rows just seemed like it would be a multi-person job and be kind of tedious. It already is a multi-person job because we spray the hole right afterwards so we don't start any fires. But they had this little guy here. You can see it behind me. I already hooked it up. Hooks up to just the small blue propane tank. So it's a one-person job, and it has a self-igniter on it, so perfect. This is the package it came in, and I want to say it was $30-some. Might have even been $29.99. There's no price tag on it. The other ones were like 50-ish, maybe even 60, I don't know. Anyways, so I got that, so I'm gonna use that to burn the holes out here, and then we'll have somebody going through from the other end. We'll just start at opposite ends. I'll have everything marked out. One person will start at one end with the drill, and the other person will start at the other end with the propane torch. Thing in the propane torch is going to be a lot quicker. So we'll see, and we'll just get it done.
That was fast.
Yep. Keep the hose on, okay, bud? Ready? You ready? Yep. I'm really ready. Fireman Sam.
I made glasses for the firemen.
She's not complaining.
Quick, let it away. I like slow and steady. Walk it over.
You see that? The whole thing catches on fire because you were really yelling.
I'm not doing yelling. It's not that close.
Beck, I miss you.
Well, I think I do it wrong.
What did he say?
Owen, it's on fire. Did you go burn me? Don't get too close to the flame. Not funny, Sid.
Pressure was spot on, wasn't it?
Okay, we have all the holes burned, and so I'm going to go and take my auger and go right down each row. Owen and Sydney are going to come behind me, a row behind me, and lay the drip tape. We figured as we were burning holes, it's easier to lay the drip tape after we burn because then the drip tape just gets in the way. So, I got my first hole done here, and I'm just going to go down and keep going right on down the row, and then they'll come behind me. Everybody's losing steam. I don't blame them. It's cold, it's getting windy, or it is windy, it's getting cold. It's starting to mist again. And so they all headed up to the house. Beck and I are down working on our next video. We're gonna show you how we plant these and why we plant them this way. And we're gonna kind of explain a little bit that way, or a little bit of that, but that'll be on the next video. But we got all of this landscaping fabric down. We have all the holes burned. We have a good majority of the holes drilled. Beck is prepping them for planting as we speak. We got some of the drip line down, and we will get the rest of that done tomorrow, whenever. I wanted to get them done before we planted, but I think if I make it a priority to get it done like tomorrow, I think we'll be good. That is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next time.